Hello friends, how's it going today? We are here with a 2022 resolutions, goals type video. I know it's a bit late, but I feel like my new year doesn't usually start until like the end of January, beginning of February, because my birthday is the beginning of February, so that's kind of, for me, more of a reset. Yeah, I've been spending the past couple of weeks kind of compiling a couple things that I want to achieve this year, and I've been adding to the list kind of whenever, and it's a changing list for sure. I watched a couple other people's videos on like their resolutions or like their goals, and I kind of just took what worked for me and how I know I like to function and try to get goals achieved. So the biggest one that I found is kind of breaking things down into daily, weekly, and monthly kind of to-dos almost, which is helpful for me because I like having that structure in my schedule and knowing, like, even if it's a simple task, just kind of knowing how I'm gonna go about it, and breaking it down throughout the course of a month is nice. I did 3 things for each subset or whatever, so 3 things that I want to do daily, 3 things weekly, and 3 things monthly, which I think is a really achievable number because it's not too overwhelming where I need to be doing a bunch of new things at once. And I also kind of just did a list of things I want to do in 2022, and then I also have a project list for 2022. But first we'll just do daily, weekly, and monthly. So going into daily, the first thing I want to try and do daily is go outside every day. I know it sounds silly, but sometimes if I just don't have class or I don't have work, it's really easy to just stay inside and kind of like grind things out. I usually spend a lot of time on our balcony. Like most of the time when I'm home, I spend almost my entire day out there. But I would like maybe to substitute a couple of those hours by going to the park that's by my house or just going on a walk, which I usually try to walk almost every day. And then I also work outside, so I'm usually outside every day, or all of the days that I work, so that's really nice. That's my first goal, is just being more intentional with the time that I'm spending inside and out. And then for number 2 is doing yoga and stretching every day. I have been doing yoga every day for about the past week, but I'm not super hard on myself with it because I feel like if I tell myself to do something every single day, I usually have a lot more trouble trying to do it every day. I just like trick myself out in my brain for some reason. And then my 3rd daily task is to drink a full glass of water in the morning. I know that sounds silly, but I can just forget to drink water. If I'm like out and about and I have my water bottle, I'm usually pretty good about drinking it. But sometimes when I'm home, I just don't think about drinking from my water bottles. So I've been trying to take a big ol' glass of water and drink it. It's not usually always done in the morning, but I'm drinking at least a full glass of water in the first half of the day. For weekly, the first one is spend time with a friend. I live with 2 of my friends, so this is something that is like kind of easier to achieve, but I also want to be more intentional with it. My second one is a new recipe. This one is a weekly task, but it's also, I'm kind of broadening it to bi-weekly, because my weeks are always changing. So last week I made homemade curry, which was really fun. And I've had leftovers for a really long time. So I think I just want to get more adventurous, and I'm trying to eat healthier. I am just trying to fill myself up with yummy, loving food. And then my last weekly task or resolution is to work on some sort of project. I'm taking 2 art classes right now, and both of them are not necessarily energy intensive, but it's just more work than I've been used to since they're accelerated courses, and I've also only ever taken like an intro art class in the past. So those have kind of been taking up my project spaces for the week. Right, and then monthly, I've got, and again, 3 things. First one is finishing a creation. So one of the projects I've been working on each week, I would like to be finishing like one a month at least. So again, it can be painting, sculpture, a build, anything really. The second one is a hike. I usually hike more than once a month. I was thinking about making this a weekly task, but again, my weeks are so different and I don't want to be like too hard on myself if I can't hike every week. So I figured at least a nice good hike a month, because I feel like sometimes my friends and I will just go on an easy hike and hang out at the top of the mountain, but I would like to be going on one like either new or just different hike a month. Then my third one is to finish a book. This one is also, I'm not going to be very hard on myself. I enjoy reading. I just kind of forget about it because I have so many other things that I could be doing, or like I could be reading for class. So I want to be trying to read for pleasure more often. And then I've got this one, I'm not really going to share what's on it, but I also created a project list for 2022 to just kind of have like a master place where I can go. And if I want to create something, but I don't know what, I can just look at the list. So I broke it down into like drawing or painting something, making something, and filming something. And those three like aren't super rigid, but I just want to get better at following through with my ideas, if that makes sense, because sometimes I feel like I have all these crazy ideas and then I never execute them because I just write them in my notes app and then they sit there. And then last, for my kind of resolution type thing, is just things I want to do in 2022. So these aren't really resolutions, it's kind of more of like a bucket list, which I have a couple different bucket lists going. And I think they're really fun to make, just like things that I want to do and I can just check them off after I do them. But a couple of the things that I have are hike to the top of Four Peaks, which that's a mountain range here in Arizona. I want to go to Colorado. I have always wanted to go to Colorado and I'm graduating in a couple of months. And so I really want to try and go over the summer. Another one is learn piano. Pairing with that, I kind of want to make a song. Another thing I want to do is publish a book. Not necessarily a scholarly read. I kind of want to make an interactive book. Last year I released a mini zine and that was really fun to work on. And it was kind of one of my bigger projects because it took me a while. And then the last one I have on my list is to move to a new place. I mentioned a little bit ago, but I'm graduating in a couple of months and I would just like to move out of the state. I've lived in Arizona my whole life, and so I think it would be fun to move to a new state and try some new things. And I figured after graduation, like after college graduation, that's when you should be taking those like large leaps. Those are my resolutions kind of for this year and my goals. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and I love you. And again, thank you for all of the support that I've been getting on here recently. I didn't really expect it, but I appreciate it, and I'm gonna try and get more consistent with posting things. But yeah, bye!